Day 8 of the Rabobank Hockey World Cup, and the attention is on the women's teams in Pool B. It's England against Argentina. Well, it's an absolutely beautiful day here in The Hague in the Netherlands. Let's have a look at the Pool B table if we can. And as you can see, United States, well, they're top of the table going into today. I can tell you they're currently 4-0 up against Germany, and that match is just about to finish. So United States will go on to 11 points. They are in the semi-finals of the Hockey World Cup. There is a change afoot in the world of hockey. Argentina up against England, as you can see, no wins yet from 3 games, playing with very little confidence. If Argentina win here, they too are into the semi-finals of the World Cup. We're just awaiting the arrival of the 2 teams, and it's going to be interesting to see how England play today. As I mentioned, just shorn of any sort of confidence, having lost 3 from 3. They lost to the United States in game 1, lost 3-0 to China in game 2, and just when Jason Lee thought it wouldn't get any worse, they lost 4-1 to South Africa. Plenty of Argentina support here in the crowd. They are on a high. Kate Walsh leads her team out onto the centre of the park. A big job for them today. It's all about pride. There's also vital world ranking points at stake here. 3rd 4 years ago. There's going to be no repeat of that sort of glory this time around. Argentina, the 2nd-ranked team in the world, and the defending World Cup holders, looking to defend their title here on Dutch soil against, well, I guess the Netherlands would be the team that many would predict will push them all the way. But first, they've got to get past England. Both sides now out in the middle, so we'll have the national anthems of both sides, starting with that of England, and then the national anthem of Argentina. Well, that camera shot from behind the Argentina lineup will tell you everything you need to know about what happened to Luciana Aymar. She is not playing here today, and that could be a big plus for England as the 2 sides shakes hands. Let's have a look at the team news, starting with that of England. And really, they need their experienced players, the likes of Laura Unsworth, Susie Gilbert, Kate Richardson-Walsh, Alex Danson, Ash Ball, and Nicola White to step up and influence this game, because England need a positive performance. They need a solid start, that is for sure. Jason Lee, well, I spoke to him at the half-time of the South Africa game, and he was trying to be upbeat, but really he was also being very honest, saying it really didn't get as bad as it was currently then. But it's so important that England get a good start. As for Argentina, well, they might not have Aymar, but they've got Luchetti, number 4, Carla Rebecchi, number 11, Silviana Dela, number 25, and Noel Barronuevo, number 27. All 4 of those players have over 200 caps, so there is a lot of experience in this Argentina lineup. Well, their head coach is Carlos Retegui, and he's a very busy man because he also coaches the Argentina men's side, and they are on the verge of qualifying for the semi-final of the World Cup for the very first time. So he has done a fantastic job with both the men's and the women's side. I'm not quite sure how he manages to do it. Our 2 umpires for this one, on the far side from China, it's Miao Lin, and that is Caroline Brunekrief of the Netherlands. So the stage is set. There is Miao Lin. And it's England against Argentina in this Pool B match. A win for Argentina, and they know they'll be in the semi-finals. They've still got 1 match to play against China, and the United States have to play South Africa, and that will decide who finishes on top of the pool. So Argentina get this game underway, attacking the goal to our left-hand side, playing in their traditional light blue and white stripes with black shorts or skirts and black socks. England in the all red, and alongside me in the commentary box for this one is a 3-time Olympian for England and Great Britain. It's Simon Mason. And Simon, before I come to you, there is Luciana Aymar. If you're just joining us, the team news here from The Hague is that Aymar, the most decorated, well, arguably the best player in the world in the women's game, is out because of a hamstring injury to her right leg. We understand it's not that serious, but she's being rested for today's game, and if Argentina can get the win and qualify for the semi-final, then she may even be rested against China in their final pool game. Simon, sorry, your thoughts on this game? Into the circle it comes, and it had to be a sure touch in defence, and England bring it away. And 3rd time lucky, Simon Mason might be able to give us his thoughts.
Well, Charlie, even without Aymar, Argentina will be looking for the small triangles that started to be created when her injury first struck. So Sanchez and Habib with real pace down the flanks. And if England show any of the hesitancy that they've shown in earlier games, they will be punished.
Well, that's a loose piece of play from Holly Webb, and England on the back foot already. Argentina, there's space on this right-hand flank. Here they come now, trying to get back is Ash Ball. Can the cross be found? No. Good tackle from Richardson Walsh, and Ball will complete the clearance up towards Sophie Bray. Bray spins away from her marker. Finds the run of White, and it is a England sideline ball. There's Max Caldas, the coach of the Dutch women's side, looking on.
And England missing that early pass, and Hinch coming out just to clear it. Now, technically and tactically, England are no worse than their opponents, even though the run of form in this tournament has given them that string of defeats. It's just whether emotionally they're able to cope with those defeats and get onto the front foot and not be hesitant.
Well, that's the big question, of course, is what if England concede an early goal? It's going to make a very difficult job even tougher. Jason Lee under all sorts of pressure, and England hockey as a whole haven't been in this sort of situation where the expectancy hasn't been lived up to.
No, and that's the issue. It's what's the plan B? This squad are really used to winning, so all of a sudden, if that doesn't happen, then some of the lesser experienced players haven't tasted defeat and therefore haven't got, which is something psychology you call, the coping strategies of what to do next.
Down this right-hand side for Sally Walton. And this is Lily Owsley. Owsley, well tackled by Scaroni. And Argentina look to work it out of a congested left flank. Richardson Walsh needs to stay strong, but it's even stronger running from Rebecchi. And finally dispossessed by Laura Unsworth. Unsworth under pressure from Rebecca and wins the free hit. Rebecca not chuffed, nor is Carlos Retegi.
I'm not sure why she's not chuffed. There was at least 3 or 4 stick tackles as she tried to fight that ball back onto her own stick.
It's worth pointing out, England currently ranked world number 3s, Argentina world number 2. Many thought at the start of this process, the Hockey World Cup, that this game would be to see who finished top dog in Pool B. As it is, I can tell you, the United States have beaten Germany by 4-1. Can you believe that?
Their performance this tournament has been outstanding, but it does go to show how fine the margins are, and whilst England haven't necessarily performed, they have got enough talent in the locker to make this a somewhat shock result, but there's no reason why they can't.
Well, down this right-hand side goes Alex Danson. Danson has support to her right, Susie Gilbert with it now. And Alzi just about keeps it alive and does well to win the long corner, which she will take. Owsley twisting, turning, Barra-Nuevo with the tackle. Here is Barra-Nuevo once more. Lovely skills from the number 27. 208 caps today for Argentina. Holly Webb spreads it round the back. Richardson Walsh out this right-hand flank to Sally Walton. Walton has a little look up, throws the aerial, which Owsley brings under control beautifully well. And Barra-Nuevo, well, wins the free hit off the foot of Owsley.
And Owsley just needed to be a little more, speed of thought needed to be better. Took the ball down well, but the second touch was poor.
And that's more like it. Jason Lee really getting behind his team. Now, you talk about small things, Simon. England have won 18 penalty corners in this competition. They've scored 1. Argentina have had 13, scored 6.
Well, I mean, set play dominance is something that exists for tournament winners in any competition. England have been, I feel, a little one-dimensional with their set plays.
And the penalty corner for England. Wow, can England shun these stats?
And we see here Danson just popping the ball into the circle, getting a little bit of height, nothing dangerous, down off the stick of Delia, off her own stick onto her own foot, so England come away with that. And can they improve upon that ratio that we just mentioned?
Well, Richardson Walsh with the 1 goal from a penalty corner. That was in the first game against the United States. She's at the top of the circle, along with Hannah McLeod. That is Kate Richardson-Walsh in your picture, number 11. And Hannah McLeod just gone to her left. They're the 2 at the top of the circle. It is Richardson-Walsh. They've gone for the slip. It's still there. Shot comes in, and England have the lead. Alex Danson, I think, gets the final touch. And England get the start they would have wanted. They're in front against Argentina. Alex Danson is the scorer.
And the stats we talked about were damning, but they have gone to routine. The back to the injector didn't work massively well. The first shot from Gilbert not clean. Danson, however, on hand. The second phase play, twisting and putting it into the back of the net. And England going for variation. Success.
Well, I'm sure Jason Lee would have said, go out there, be solid, don't concede early. If we get a goal, great. Well, they've got that goal now. They haven't had the early goal in the recent matches. Can they build on it? Will it be the injection of confidence that this side badly needs?
Well, it may not be the complete injection, but it certainly goes a long way to settling some early nerves.
Now they just need a solid 5 or 10 minutes. Don't want to let Argentina back into the game.
Well, for me, England have got to condense the pitch once Argentina get it. If you let them play over large spaces, they're very, very dangerous. If you can get the pressing lines right, so if they're playing down the right, you can keep them on the right. Suddenly it makes the whole task that much easier, and not allowing a ball carrier to change direction and eliminate and go straight towards the heart of the circle.
So Webb to Richardson-Walsh, into Townsend in the centre of the park. Townsend will drop it to Queck. And the foul given away by Luchetti. Danson cuts inside, has a little look up, then comes back to the right-hand side. This is Gilbert. Gilbert trying to find some space, perhaps, for the cross. It's into the little pocket and quickly taken by Ellie Wotton.
Oh, that was so close. I think that was outside the dotted line. Miao penalising Watton for trying to take that too quickly.
And this is Holly Webb. Back out to Kwek. Kwek under pressure. And Kwek loses out eventually. Needed to try and transfer it out of that tight situation. Richardson Walsh comes across to try and disrupt the attack, but Juarez is off and running, but the poor pass allows Danson to regain possession for England.
And Richardson Walsh getting much more involved, slightly higher up the pitch, not sitting in one of those back two positions and dictating the passing lanes, more forcing herself into the middle, making Argentina make some decisions about what they cover, having much more of an influence in these early minutes.
There is Luciana Aymar looking on, and shame in a way for England fans maybe watching this that they don't have the opportunity to see the world's best player.
Well, given the coverage through all channels, I think some of the very passionate England fans will quite happily watch Aymar play in a different game to this one and be reasonably pleased that she sat down on the bench. It does give England a fractional advantage, her coming out, although, as we've said, Argentina have so many dominant players, and the speed, the raw pace of someone like Sanchez has been outstanding so far this tournament, and if they do get a little bit of flow down the flanks, they are very, very hard to stop.
6 of Argentina's 9 goals have come from the set piece, the penalty corner, so England will be warned. They've got to be really careful in the 25 and even more so in the circle.
Well, they have, although 3 of those have come from straight strikes. Barrio has chosen to go off the top with a direct hit, and whilst England gave away a goal against China with a straight strike going down the foot side of Maddie Hinch, I wouldn't suggest it's the most high percentage option to take against someone of Maddie's quality. So you may well find that whilst they get some, the outcomes for Argentina still aren't great.
Taken over the back line by Barrio. And England can't make tracks down that rather congested right flank, and Argentina have the 16, which Barrio will take. And she spreads play that right-hand side as Jason Lee gives Alex Danson some instruction. Barrio up this left flank for Argentina to Luchetti, the Argentina captain.
And dangerous for Argentina when Barrio does come up to the flanks, because it means they can push the half-back all the way up the sideline. Once those 2 fullbacks do split and you can get a lateral pass 40 yards across the pitch, it does make it very difficult for the opponent to cover that space.
Kwek couldn't keep the ball in play, so Luchetti will take the sideline ball. It's gone through 2 England sticks. Kwek back to make the tackle, but the decision has gone England's way. Good play from Richardson Walsh under pressure from Marino. And Sophie Bray doing well. Ball inside, and Ash Ball just beaten to it by Luchetti. 21 is going to be spoken to, Mariella Scaroni.
And has picked up a green card, but Ashley Ball through the middle of the pitch needed to just be a little bit more alert as she let the ball come to her. Argentina a metre more assertive in the midfield, winning the 50-50. And the team that starts to dominate those 50-50 battles will begin to exert some pressure, some momentum. England not pressing Argentina along the back line just yet, just holding, I guess, a 3/4 press. The line across the park, and now they'll try and put some pressure on. It's great skill. And Argentina attack through Rebecca. Now it's on this left-hand side through Luchetti. And Rebecca can't bring it under control, and this is Sally Walton. Owsley can't get a stick on it and keep it in play, and confirmation of Scaroni and her green card, so 2 minutes for her. The
time starts, that 2 minutes starts when she sits down on the bench, and this is why she got it.
Yeah, stick tackle is running through, missing the ball completely as Bray comes forward. Breakdown play.
Good work from Ball, and that's a foot, and Argentina will have the free hit, which is oh, Ashball's got to be careful there.
Oh, very careful.
Oh, she was lucky not to pick up a card because she ran right across the line of attack for Argentina.
Yeah, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that one, but she peeled off one shoulder right into the line of the driving run into the circle.
Good defence from Kwek, again, meeting the ball.
That's exactly what we talked about, teams having to get on the front foot, and whilst the desire to get the ball away wasn't particularly strong at that moment, Kwek stepping forwards was able to really accelerate just 2 meters into space, take the ball away with her.
Richardson Walsh up to that sort of left channel where Unsworth will feed it up to the left flank, and Danson makes the run into the corner. Now the support arriving in the centre. Owsley's coming. Danson gives away the free hit.
That's a sign of a team that still has some confidence left. The inventive overhead crossfield pass taken by a player who does have personal confidence, able to take on that difficult ball, and England able to get from defence to attack in 3 or 4 passes.
But Owsley misses the ball, and it almost puts England on the back foot. They've won the free hit, which will be taken by Shipley. This is Kwek. Into Georgie Twig. This is Shepley. Twig just gets a little rap on the knuckles from the follow-through from Rodriguez Perez. Quickly taken by Bray. And Argentina will work it out of the corner. Sroga. Daniela Sroga, the older of the 2 Sroga sisters playing in this Argentina 11. Her sister is number 30, Maria Josefina.
That's smooth interchange from England up the sideline. Unfortunately, as Bray leads away, doesn't quite see the ball coming off her shoulder. England need to replicate what Argentina are doing, which is when the ball carrier is running forwards or contesting a tackle with someone off the shoulder, just for a little lateral pop so you can keep the forward momentum.
The England setup, I'm sure, won't be too worried at all with the way this game is going currently. They've got the early goal, they're in front, and haven't had too many alarms as of yet at the back. Shipley into Richardson Walsh, again in that more advanced position that you were talking about earlier, Simon. Lovely ball. Now, this is Millie Owsley. Play on is the call. Richardson Walsh finds herself high up the park.
Owsley's going to find a card, I think.
England. Yeah.
The tackle wasn't clean as Owsley chased back.
And consistent from the umpires.
Yeah, that's Richardson Walsh stepping in as hard as she can. Long jab tackle, and that assertiveness will lead the players around her. Wasn't Richardson Walsh being penalised, it was Owsley for an earlier offence she chased back.
So England short-handed for the time being, down to 10 for the next couple of minutes. Good spin out from Susie Gilbert, finds Ellie Wotton. Wotton has Gilbert to her right. Gilbert has a little look up into Danson. Good pick from Danson on the reverse stick. Oh, lovely spin from Danson. Chance here. Ball across, and Susanna Townsend can't quite get on the end of it. But the best way to defend being down to 10 players is to go on the front foot. Danson has a chance here. Cuts back inside. Tries to find the foot of Silvina Delia, and gives away the free hit.
Here's the spin, Danson keeping it beautifully under control, eyes up, firing across. Doesn't find an England stick on that occasion, but you're absolutely right, Charlie. In this situation, the best form of defence being to step forward, to be assertive, to attack, to win the 50-50s. Believe in yourselves, and what England have to do is just keep moving forward. In the previous games, they've been criticised for being a little bit defensively minded. High percentage of passes going sideways and backwards, and now they just seem to be getting support off each other's shoulders and keeping that momentum.
Well, let's hope that this start, look at this, possession in the first half of this first 35 minutes, it's almost 1/3, 2/3 in England's favour. And, well, if you've seen the last 3 games, that will be a big plus for England fans, because it hasn't gone their way at all in this competition so far.
No, it hasn't. I think Carlos Retegui will be exceedingly unhappy at this moment in time, because his team have come out and they've done
Chance here, it's Danson all the way, and Danson,
No.
well, I think she'd have wanted the short corner. And
It's pull out.
England back to 11 players, and I think they've had the ball the entire 2 minutes, but they were short-handed.
They may well have done, Charlie. It's a good call. We see now Danson stealing that, believing in herself. Horrible stick tackle, 2 of them as she comes through, and a foot.
Yeah, very, very unlucky not to get the penalty corner there, Alex Danson.
Well, Richardson Walsh was coming up from the back, but she was 70 yards away from umpire Miao. Miao not seeing the call from the captain. Danson not doing it herself. Communication in this loud stadium, not quite up to it over the 60 metres, but no surprise.
Yeah, by the time the message made it down to the umpire, she said it was too late. Now, England kept possession brilliantly when they were down to 10. Can they just keep that going when they're up to full strength?
Well, I was saying earlier on, as Danson broke into the circle and we paused for that moment, it's all about getting on that front foot, and the Argentinian coach not being happy, because it's very, very easy as a team to slip into that mindset that your opponent isn't playing particularly well. They're not going to dominate possession. You can just take your foot off the gas, and the margins are so small. Argentina, having done that slightly, I feel, are being punished for it.
Well, Argentina, you could afford to lose it. Unsworth, very unlucky there, trying to meet the ball, but Argentina looking to try and get back on level terms. Argentina can afford, in fact, they could lose both their last 2 games and still make the semi-final, so long as they don't lose by large amounts. But they won't want to be taking that risk.
No, you want to keep your destiny in your own hands, and they will be going out, they will be disappointed by this scoreline. But they need to get some smaller interplays going on at the moment. It's all a little bit long, it's a little bit hopeful. They're going to half-back, but they're not getting the movement down the lines. And England are chasing down every single ball that comes into centre midfield. The only thing I'm concerned about is when the defensive line steps up, they're getting turned slightly.
Ball in, and a half touch from Richardson Walsh, so it'd be a long corner. The other thing is, when you dominate in a game like this, on a day like this, when it's really, really hot, you need to make the most of your opportunities and score as many as you can, because inevitably you will drop off just simply because of the heat. And you don't, when that does happen, you obviously want as big a buffer as possible in case your opposition hit back. It's a packed crowd, brilliant atmosphere in this stadium, isn't it?
No, it's close.
Good stick from Richardson Walsh. Now she's got to get strong, and she does brilliantly well.
What Richardson Walsh is doing much better and much more effectively than in earlier games, is she's putting herself on the line to goal. She's trying to free herself up as more of defensively as a sweeper, giving England an extra player on that direct line that Argentina are trying to exploit. In doing so, it gives a little bit of cover, a bit of security. She's calling it superbly.
So just over 13.5 minutes to go until the half-time hooter. England leading by a goal to 0. The scorer, Alex Danson, after 7 minutes. Second phase of a penalty corner. And England arguably have had the better chances since. But they've only managed the 1 goal, and while it's still 1-0, there will be slight concern that one momentary lapse of concentration could put all the hard work that's gone into the opening 20 minutes or so count for nothing.
Yeah, the danger is that with the midfield stepping high, if the midfield defence of England get bypassed and it turns into a one-on-one competition in the back 4, if you try and step up from that back 4 too late, just by a metre, that's when the Argentinian players have got enough individual skill and speed to turn you, cut inside and accelerate towards the England goal mouth.
So this is Twigg, drops it out to Richardson Walsh. Ollie Webb off to that left-hand side now. That's Shipperley.
Ashball ends up with her stick on the floor. She'd pivoted around her feet to drive into space. Individually, one of the best skills. If you are stuck with your back to goal, is to spin the ball around your feet and just drive straight down your opponent's left foot. It's actually easier to tackle wider because the head of the stick will sit there. Whereas if you can just put a forehand and drive down the channel, much better.
What's gone against Sam Kwek? I'm not quite sure how that's happened. That came up off the Argentina stick, didn't it, onto her head?
Yeah, I think it just caught the top edge of the toe of Sam Kwek's stick.
Here's a chance here for Argentina. This is Marino driving to the circle edge, but good defensive work from Holly Webb.
Holly Webb almost fencing, one arm in the air behind her, showing that she didn't have any contact on the Argentinian player's back.
And it goes now to Rebecca.
Great skill.
Oh, that is wonderful stuff. They're still going.
Spread it out, leave the ball.
Oh, wow. Case for a card there, isn't there?
Well, Sanchez has driven in, but you're absolutely right on your call, Charlie. Sam Kwek there penalised. She did put it up initially, but then it came up further off the Argentinian stick.
Unsworth drops it out to Kwek.
Now, dangerous. England have got to be really, really alert. Call well if they're going to play through the back four. Needs to be very, very sharp and very precise. Webb nearly getting caught by Sanchez stepping out to press.
White doesn't really have a lot of options from that little pocket she finds herself in, and now Shipley has the same problem.
Yeah, what England have done well in earlier stages, they've gone to sort of a dice 5 where every player has got 3 or 4 options.
Into the circle it goes, and it's cleared by Marino, and Argentina get the hit again.
Yeah, so Charlie, as I was saying, if the ball carrier kind of wants passes front, left, right, back, right, so you set up that 5 on a dice type structure. And as players get tired, the issue is it's the running off the ball that starts to count. The ball carrier then has very few options and has to do things on their own, which then leads to counter-attack after turnover.
Sideline ball, which England take quickly. Now, can they get some joy down this flank? Oh, it's off the foot of Lily Owsley. And Argentina through Barnuevo will try and clear. There's a ball from Barnuevo, and now there's a chance for Argentina to get him round the back of England. This is Soroga, drops it back out, and poor skills from Argentina let England off the hook.
Well, I thought Shipley had been outpaced. To me, she was about a metre out of position, but you forget how tall, how long-levered Shipley is, and she was able to just reach in and make that tackle. Richardson Walsh had got to a cover position, so there was a little bit of space, but I think that if there'd been an initial acceleration down that left touchline, Argentina could have got in behind England.
And England under pressure here, and Walton does well. Kwek's got to try and keep this in play. Unlucky from Kwek, but it's those sort of passes you need to stick on the end of your stick just so you can relieve the pressure. Otherwise, you give possession back to your opposition. And this was what might happen. Shot in here, and at full stretch, Manny Hinch makes the save away to her right-hand side, and a moment of danger there for England. Another free hit for Argentina.
Yes. Okay.
And the foot goes. Well, originally it was pointed in England's favour, but then overturned into the circle. Half a chance across the goal and in. Well, it all came from an edge at the top of the circle by an England player, and Argentina make the most of it. It is. Have to wait and see to just get confirmation of who scores this. In it comes.
It's unfortunate, it's a touch in the middle of the circle. All of a sudden it gets popped across. Webb misses the first touch, and on the back post it's the easiest of tap-ins. Nothing Hinch could do.
It's Marino who's scored the equaliser. Delfina Marino makes it. England 1, Argentina 1. Now, this is just going to ask a few questions of England. Can they respond? Can they dig deep once again?
Alex Danson finding the overlap pass from Ashley Ball. The right idea to come in down the baseline.
But as we were saying, it's the little touches. They need to be absolutely solid. Keep the ball in play, no edges, otherwise you get yourself in trouble, and that's what happened. It was the edge. Was it off Holly Webb's stick, I think?
It was off Holly Webb's stick, and so disappointing from England because they've set their defensive stall out really well on static plays. It's just one of those moments when an edge falls to your opponent.
Good fake from Danson. Owsley now in the right-hand channel. Here, oh, the ball from Owsley picked off by Barrenuevo, who does really well. And this is Delia.
And now I feel that England, they could gain something just by pressing. If Owsley just went at the Argentinian fullbacks with the midfield stepping up behind, as she holds in that pocket, she really can't do anything effective. You may as well have a go there.
They're off again down this left-hand flank, and England going to be stretched again. Argentina trying to get round the back quick with half a touch, and then an important challenge from Sally Walton.
Well, Habib's done nothing down the left-hand side until that moment. She suddenly starts to just go, beats two England defenders into the space.
This is Gilbert to Twig. Twig now out to that left-hand flank where Walton has it.
And you were talking earlier, Charlie, about teams that hold the ball for longer, and with England having had a lion's share of the possession, it will have tired Argentina slightly. It's much harder to chase the ball than it is to play with it. So England could exploit that in these last few minutes of this half.
Well, they will, but the other thing I noticed from this competition as a whole is teams that have dominated in the first period but haven't scored the goals that they necessarily would have wanted to, have suffered in the second half. And I'm just hoping that, from an England point of view, that they can keep this momentum up and play at this intensity and level for the whole 70 minutes.
Well, I think certainly mentally they've put themselves in exactly the right place to do so. However, that moment as Juarez came down the left-hand side, cut infield, shows the individual pace of the Argentinian forwards. Across their midfield line, they really do have some exceptional speed, and England are going to have to match that, make sure the foot cadence keeps nice and high, they get the body in the right place with no trailing tackles as they tire.
From an Argentina perspective, now they're back on level terms, having been on the back foot. They will be growing in confidence. They don't look a team that's hurried just yet. They look fairly confident and calm with the way things are going as we enter the final 5 minutes of the opening 35 in this Pool B match, the penultimate Pool B match for these two teams. Argentina still very much in the hunt for a semi-final berth.
Great
England,
pass.
sadly not from their perspective. To the top of the circle it goes, and it's off the foot of Ellie Watson, and Argentina can clear.
Unfortunate from Watton, because the ball from left to right and into the circle was immediate. Watton posting up well as a tactic, a field player, leading away from the ball and then coming back into the space that they've created.
And again, England just drop off and allow Argentina to pass it round the back. Good interception by Queck on the reverse stick to get it out of play. Richardson Walsh in there as well.
I see Richardson Walsh very cleverly stepping in as a third defender, turning it from a 2-on-2, straight 2-on-2 into a defensive, emphasised 3-on-2, meaning that if any of the players in front of her get eliminated, she can step into the space.
It was Juarez from Argentina that was showing the skill in the tight situation. Danson's had a good half, hasn't she?
Yeah, handled the ball well, a couple of fantastic reverse stick pickups in the Argentinian circle, and just doing the simple things better, as England are doing all the way around the ground compared to earlier games. The decision-making is much sharper, passing the ball on a lot quicker.
Walton goes for a little dribble out of defence and then finds the pass. Richardson Walsh now finds herself higher up the park, and Queck drops in with Unsworth in the middle. Good fluidity about the England back four there. And now Richardson Walsh slots back into that back position on the dotted 5-metre line, and Unsworth goes further up into midfield.
That's a lovely bit of skill coming through midfield from Gilbert. She's just taken the ball left to right across her feet and accelerated. And I think that's the sort of determination that England need to show. If they're going to try and run the ball out down the right half line, the right side channel, they just need to get it outside the right foot, purely and simply get it there, get it strong and go. Good spin out of the tackle.
Okay,
It was Ash ball, and nothing coming from the umpires. Once again, cut back inside is from Caballero. Still going.
That's a better double team. Caballeros were looking to come from left to right and accelerate, pull the ball back in old style V-drag and go to goal.
That's dangerous. England will have the free hit. Final 2 minutes then of this opening half. And Simon Mason, your thoughts on it?
Well, England have obviously been a darn sight better than they've been throughout the previous games during the course of this. They've played with a whole load more conviction and purpose. They haven't been undone by silly touches other than that one unfortunate incident for the goal. Argentina on a whole, though, have struggled to get hold of the ball, which is what England have done very well. Kept it away from them, not allowing Argentina to get any momentum or a run on them through midfield.
Here goes Habib, though, and England have to be certain and sure, and Holly Webb is just that. But under some pressure, and Webb does well, and England don't get the call from the officials. Good work from Quack to pick up the loose ball as Buchetti threatens. Paranuevo drops it out to Delia.
Well, England need to keep the pressure on. They'll know in this last minute that Argentina are dangerous. They need to continue to step out.
Well, you've got to play the full 35. I know that sounds a little ridiculous, but if you watch the England men play against Australia yesterday, 4 seconds left on the clock, and there was, well, for me, the goal of the tournament so far, scored by Govers, sorry.
Yeah, scored by Govers, but it's Knowles who crossed it. Sorry, aerialed
it. It was from 10 yards inside his own half. He threw the aerial into the England circle. And Govers just turning it past the keeper. But England have done a good job in this opening 35. They've just got to be sure for these last 12 seconds. Good work from Quack, and she'll dispatch it up the park, but it's been picked up by Rossi. And while England will go in to half-time on level terms with Argentina. There is the half-time hooter, and it's a much better 35 minutes of hockey from England. But Argentina, though, they're a dogged side, and they got back on level terms 8 minutes from the break. Alex Danson there, giving England the lead after 7 minutes. Well, Argentina under the cosh for a large part of that first half. And just one little error from England, an edge from Holly Webb on the edge of their circle, and they pounced with the goal being scored by number 12, Delfina Marino, on the far post. All unmarked she was to turn it into an unguarded net. But England should take more positives from that performance. Can they repeat it in the second 35? At half-time, it's England 1, Argentina 1. Welcome back to The Hague. We're at half-time in this Pool B match between England and Argentina. It's England 1, Argentina 1. Well, it's been a fascinating first half. England playing much, much better than they have done in their opening 3 matches. And they took the lead from a penalty corner in the 7th minute. Alex Danson scoring, and Simon Mason alongside me in the commentary box, just the start that they would have wanted.
Yeah, going to a slip routine. They've been criticised for being a little bit predictable on their set plays. Danson in the end scrambling the ball in. Had some beautiful individual skill to create another chance in front of the Argentinian goalmouth.
Yeah, Susanna Townsend there, unable to benefit from the good work from Danson, and the little edge of Holly Webb's stick, and turned in at the far post by Delfina Marino.
Luchetti on this near side gets a great bat on it across the goal. It's a relatively straightforward finish for Marino.
And the Argentina fans on the far side giving their team plenty of support. Now let's have a look at the stats, and at one stage it was 2/3, 1/3 in favour of England possession opponent's half. Argentina coming back into it towards the end of that, but 6 circle penetrations, 3 shots, 1 goal. Argentina 2 circle penetrations, 2 shots and 1 goal, but that tells you the good defensive work that England have been doing.
That's right, they've defended line to goal very well. Richardson Wells policing the sweeper zone in front of her back 2, who are tightly man-to-man marking. And England just handling the ball better in the sides of the pitch, not giving possession away cheaply.
So the fans enjoying this beautiful, beautiful weather here in The Hague. And let's have a look at the points table. Look at that, the United States of America topping the table that includes the world number 2 Argentina and the world number 3 England. It's quite an incredible story, and they are in to the semi-finals. It is still possible though for England to finish 3rd in this group, but it would take a run of results for them to do that. But England, Simon, will want to finish as high up this table as possible because of world rankings, won't they? There is more to play for.
Absolutely, there's a whole load of points that come out of this competition that dictates where you can play in future events, and they'll just want to finish on the front foot, on a positive, to move things forward through the rest of the cycle, particularly even going forward to the Commonwealth Games.
Well, let us know what you think on social media, facebook.com/FI Hockey, or our Twitter handle @FIH_hockey. We're using the hashtag RHWC2014. Please get in touch, let us know what you think about who's going to win this game, who's going to win the tournament. There you go, he's doing just that. And well, hopefully we might be able to bring the thoughts of Jason Lee if he will stop for us. We'll have to wait and see if that comes off for us, but as you can see, plenty of orange in the stands, and that is because the Dutch are in action later on. The Dutchmen taking on South Africa. Well, I think Jason Lee is now with Michael Absalom pitchside. Michael.
Jason, congratulations on the first half. Half a job, a much improved performance from your team today.
Well, I think we've played some good hockey in the first bit of all the games, really. It's just that things haven't gone our way. You know, we haven't had the first goal, so it was nice at last to score a corner and to take the lead. I think we'll be upset about the goal we conceded, but I think we're playing well enough to expect to stay in the game and maybe get something.
Important that you score first again in the second half, then?
I think if we score more than them, we'll be on the right track.
All right, go and get them.
Cheers, Mike.
Wise words from a sports coach.
Coaching genius.
There you go.
I think it's regulation 13B, the team that scores the most goals shall be deemed the winner.
Perfect, perfect. Well, at least he knows the rules. Anyway, as mentioned, half a job done. England will want to carry through this good play into the second 35, but it's evenly poised, isn't it? There is Aymar making her way back to the bench. But I understand from chatting with the Argentina bench before this game that she will be fit for the classification matches, which is good for the tournament and for hockey. Here we go then. England get us underway in this second half, attacking the goal to our left. England 1, Argentina 1. England taking the lead in the 7th minute through Alex Danson, and they held that lead for 20 minutes before Delfina Marino scored into an empty net after a ball across the face of goal by the captain Luchetti. And England, who at one stage had 66% of possession in that first half, ending up with just a little bit more than 50 come the half-time hooter. So Argentina finding their feet in this game towards the end of that first half. It's going to be fascinating to see which team starts the better in this second 35.
Owls is running, summing up what England need to do defensively, which is pressure every single ball. If they take even a percentage off their first half defensive performance, Argentina will capitalise.
And already Shipley not really particularly strong on the ball, and as a result Argentina can get it into this corner. Just got to keep the sticks flat.
Great skill as Luchetti just peels in field, eventually robbed.
Oh, Danson's ball is being picked off by Habib. Into the circle goes Habib. She wins the free hit on the circle edge, which will be taken by Rodriguez Perez. Rossi over to the Barrenuevo on that left-hand side.
Oh, she's missed in the middle of the circle. That was about as straightforward as it gets from Rebecca. She's gone, ball coming in, she's popped onto her back foot to try and deflect. It's gone under the handle of her stick.
She can't believe it. And it's multi-ball. Unsworth getting the second ball off the park, and Richardson Walsh will find Holly Webb, and Walton loses out.
A little more purpose needed across that back four. You feel that Argentina are sitting at a distance to encourage the pass into midfield, to then try and swarm and win possession in dangerous channels. Centre midfield, left midfield, right midfield.
Scaroni drops it out, and that's a ball and a half from Delia to Barrenuevo, but Barrenuevo can't pick out Luchetti, and England have the 16. Richardson Walsh to Shipley. Shipley loses out to Rebecca, and England have to be careful here. There's an unmarked tackle. There's an unmarked player in the centre. It's the skipper Luchetti, and the shot comes in. Good shave from Hinch. She rocks onto her heels, and fortunately for her, Sally Walton completes the clearance, and England under the cosh at the start of this second half.
I'm not sure how Argentina came away with the sideline ball. England with 2 or 3 opportunities to clear, none of which fell cleanly for them in the end. It was Hinch getting something in the way of a snapshot in the middle of the circle.
Ash Ball snapping in, and then it's quickly taken by Scaroni, and it's another free hit, and Carlos Retegui's up on his feet, willing the short corner to be given.
Well, there was certainly a series of heavy tackles in that bottom corner. In the end, Ashley Ball, I think, showing a little bit of frustration, stepping in on a hard, sweeping tackle.
Well, Argentina led England off the hook with a loose pass.
You see here Rodriguez in the middle of the circle, goes underneath Richardson Walsh's stick, and the snapshot, Maddie Hinch, weight going backwards, gets behind it.
Almost nutmegged her. Just managed to get the right pad across to close the gap. Richardson Walsh playing it into the midfield. It's Unsworth to the left, but forward goes Townsend. Wins the free hit, quickly taken by Owlsley. Danson.
Oh, that's going to hurt. That's probably side of ankle, I think, on the impact. It seemed to lift slightly from Danson.
It's Barrenuevo who's down.
Yeah, it's lifted slightly from Danson, crashed into the outside of Barrenuevo's foot. She lifts there, smashed the instep actually of the left foot. That's going to smart.
No, she's up. It's good to see. England have possession, their first trip into the Argentina 25. It might not last for long because Argentina have the free hit.
That's enough.
Well, England looking a little confused as the whistle went, but Brunner Keith not putting an arm up to show which direction. England backing off and Argentina coming away with it. I think if England had been a little more assertive, they could have won that free hit.
Fly.
Great turn infield, super bit of skill from Rebecca. And England just need to be careful again, as we talked about in the first half, when they step forward on the challenges. If they step forward on the outside line, the player can touch infield and accelerate. And that's where England do not want to let Argentina get a run.
This is Scaroni. Down to Sanchez Mocha. And Unsworth drops it out to Shipley. Shipley's got to get strong here. Very, very little room to work, and she does well to Zoe Shipley. Shipley into the midfield, and Twig turns into a bit of trouble.
No,
We'll get the free hit because her stick was just checked.
I appreciate Shipley gave it because Twig asked for it, but I'm not sure that it should have gone there in the first instance. Shipley needs to make the decision that just because Twig's led to the ball and asked for it, she can see what's behind Twig, and therefore the pressure that will be exerted if the ball goes into that space.
Well, similarly, if she gives it to Twig, she's got to shout to have it back, just in order to move the Argentina midfield. Good work from Twig. Wins the free hit. McLeod just shifts the ball back to her teammate, and then here is McLeod over the 25. Has a little look up. McLeod still going. And it's out for a England line ball, which is taken by Walton into the circle. And chance for England. Watton goalwards, patted down, and then just swept away out of danger by Mariella Scaroni. A couple of half chances for England. They didn't really get a full-blooded shot away, did they?
Yeah, Gilbert didn't get a full-blooded shot away. Nikki White in the end having to flap it up towards Suchi in the goal, who easy left-hand pad save to sweep the ball away.
Baranuevo up that left-hand flank, and Argentina trying to get him around the back with just too much on it. Marino didn't quite have the legs to pull that ball in.
No, but at the same time, whilst Marino accelerated towards it and Sally Walton went out to cover, she had absolutely no defensive support from England, and they need to stay in twos if they can and not get isolated as defenders individually. So the Argentinian girls have got far too much skill to eliminate one and then accelerate.
Argentina with the free hit, which will be taken by Scaroni to Baranuevo, who again goes up the line to Marino. And Marino up against Walton, wins the long corner. Marino and Walton again dueling. Good stick that time from Holly Webb.
Bizarrely, that was a harder one from Holly Webb, because she was running towards her own goal as she picked it, as opposed to the edge she got on the Argentinian goal when she was a little more static.
Scaroni into that right-hand channel where Lucetti picks up the ball. Queck with the tackle. And a loose ball from the sideline. Good work from Ash Ball. Now, no support on that right flank, really. Tries to pick out Ellie Watton, but got a deflection. And Watton with the sideline. Oh,
first stick tackle was heavy on Watton. She did a kick. She kicked it in the end on the second phase, but the first stick on stick was seriously heavy.
Now a chance around the back here for Marino. Takes it quickly, cross it comes, and it beats everybody.
Unfortunately for England, it did beat everybody, including the Argentinians, because I'm not sure that umpire Miao was going to blow it for lifted. The first strike was high, but it did go down a channel. That's one of those nasty balls that somebody gets half an edge on and it falls in the wrong place. And when you're a team down at the bottom, struggling for everything, it just feels a little bit like the chances are against you.
Richardson Walsh plays it up the middle of the park. Ashball misses it, but it's fallen for White. White can't keep possession. And England just need to get a stick on the ball, don't they? This is Juarez going down that left flank. Juarez outpacing Quek. Richardson Walsh goes across to try and channel her away from the circle.
Good double team defence from Juarez. On Juarez from Richardson Walsh and Quek. Quek originally, as you say, getting done, but Richardson Walsh very cleverly stepping in behind her.
Gilbert goes to ground, and England have the free hit.
Much more of a captain's performance today, dictating playing in the first half. Richardson Walsh, who was on the middle of your screen, really influencing play by bossing the midfield, stepping into more advanced positions, physically and mentally exerting herself. Oh, spin from Owsley.
Lovely work from Lily Owsley, going for the circle edge, just loses out. And Argentina have possession with Sanchez Mokia.
Ashley Ball at the bottom of the screen, looking very heavy-legged as she traipses back. Done a good stint in that midfield forward line. Must be looking for a rotation off the bench.
Recent results in major tournaments between these two. They met the Olympics. Argentina won 2-1 in the semi-finals, then the Champions Trophy later in 2012, where Argentina won 1-0 in the final. In the World Hockey League last year, it was 1-1 between these two, for England won 4-2 on the shootout to finish third. And percentage inside the 23-metre, Argentina now bossing that, and that's really the start they've had to this second half.
Yeah, very much so, and the statistics have changed massively as Argentina come under the stick of Bray, who needed to get a left hand down a little bit earlier. That's a good change of direction from Nikki White. As the ball goes onto an England stick, if they want to exploit space, they just need to change direction immediately. An early awareness of what they're trying to do when they receive the ball, because the defence will shift one way. If they can just pop even just 2 metres back the other way, they'll put off balance the Argentinians. See Owsley coming through, great spin inside. That was the spin we talked about.
Now England in the midfield. This is Townsend, and she's given away the free hit. Balanuevo will take, and England now trying to get back. Danson now gets back goal side, and England have everybody behind the ball, and all bar Suchi in the Argentina goal inside England's half. Webb patiently trying to get the ball out of harm's way. Owsley does well again, wins the free hit, and good to see England not panicking down there in those tight situations and just taking their time.
Well, a little bit of skill from Webb, and then Owsley, she just tries to dink it up on the backhand, comes off the top. The Argentinian stick, Owsley picking it in the throat, but carrying on.
Little jab maybe even before then from Sanchez Mokia.
Well, as you said, Charlie, they're being patient. I'd suggest at times they're not being quite assertive enough. You'd want them to get their feet round onto the forehand rather than try and dribble out on the backhand.
Lovely work from Ball again. It's key to keep the ball moving round the back. Move the ball out of defence. Don't dribble it out of defence. Then you get robbed, you invite pressure onto yourself.
It's almost a recognition of the basics. Argentina are having some dominance. England are being made to work incredibly hard. So when they get the ball, they just need to make sure they do the simple things exceptionally well. Argentina need to look to come down the midfield channels and eliminate.
There is a danger, of course, when you don't have a lot of the ball in a half. When you do get it, you try and play that magical pass in order to make something happen, because you feel you've got to make the ball work for yourself in that small percentage. But Argentina into the circle here. Alarm bells for England. Half a deflection, and Maddie Hinch does really well because she was going the wrong way and managed to change direction. Good save from the England keeper.
Super save from the England keeper, and I think it was off a chasing defender in the end. Richardson Walsh just got eliminated. Bouncing ball over her stick.
Good change of direction from Maddie Hinch. Oh, that's too easy into the circle. But England get it clear. Look after the ball now. That will be the message from Jason Lee to his players. This is Owsley. And Owsley's been dispossessed, has she? Oh, Queck had to be strong, and she was.
Well, that's the simplicity of decision-making, like from Queck a moment ago. Get a flat stick on it, hold it, don't do anything clever, just wait and see the outcome. But more important than anything, maintain possession.
So, as we tick towards the three-quarter point of this game, it's England 1, Argentina 1. And Webb just eliminated from the game briefly by the touch from Rebecca.
Yes.
This is Baranuevo. Come round the back, will it? No, straight down the middle this time, and
Play.
getting across is Bray.
Nothing.
Bray brings it away.
That's third man obstruction on England. I'm not sure how they haven't got that free hit. Doesn't feel like very much is going their way at this moment in time.
I would agree. I would agree with you.
No. Number 13, number 18. Okay.
Yeah, umpire Meow not happy with the physical contact in the circle. Sam Queck denying space.
Ball in. Oh, it's gone past Luchetti, who was all unmarked at the back post.
Yeah,
Off an England stick though.
Sorry, Joe, defensive discipline for England. They need to communicate better. They cannot allow even a single moment of a lapse. If it means a midfield or a forward, as it was then Danson coming back, tracking into her own circle to mark, it needs to be done.
But again, there was an edge off an England ball as we see the replay of this lovely piece of skill.
This is where I think there's a defensive touch. It is. It's Sam Queck, toe of stick, that Hinch somehow gets her feet round and denies at the near post.
But again, it was another edge, wasn't it, off an England stick that almost put Luchetti in at the far post. And again, just Gilbert running into the space and then trying to play the pass into a congested area. Max Caldas continues to watch on. Could very possibly be meeting Argentina in the semi-final, depending on how results go in the last two games. It's at the top team in Pool A play the second in Pool B, and the top in Pool A play the second in Pool A in the semi-final. Oh, that's up and into Danson's right thigh. She's holding it, but she'll run that off.
Okay, Shipley peeling onto the backhand and going for more of a control, but she gets the head of the stick rather than the shaft of the stick. Alex Danson picking it on that left hamstring.
Good work from Richardson Walsh. Working into the midfield. Unsworth now has possession. Down that right channel for Hannah McLeod.
There's no call. There can't have been a call to Hannah McLeod. She was hoping that the ball would ghost across her feet, but there was no pace on the pass.
And Baranuevo picked it.
Absolutely. Baranuevo doing to England what England did in the first half, stepping forward an extra metre, making the interception, dictating how the space can be used.
And she will know, with 208 caps to her name, exactly how this game works. And again there, England perhaps guilty of not going to the ball. Shipley still has it, but had she been a little bit more assertive. Wilson lets it go. Here is Shipley. Gilbert. Into White. White spins in field, still going White. And when you dribble and lose possession, you then put your team on the back foot.
Well, I don't feel White had many options, but you're right, as soon as the ball went onto the forehand, she needed to be looking for a cross-field floated pass into space.
Down this right flank go England, and the pass is wayward from Sanchez Mokia. Queck into Gilbert. Gilbert, the ball across the park is on. The ball across the park is on. There it is.
Floated pass, Charlie. There you go.
Needed to go a couple of seconds earlier with a bit more pace, and then England would have been down that right flank. Because the ball wasn't fast enough, Argentina could get across. They could run faster than the ball was going.
That's a good turn at centre midfield, though. Townsend can get her eyes up, try and make a pass.
Oh, well, White's pass to Unsworth didn't reach the intended target, but Unsworth gets the long corner. White, good work from White, another long corner. a game short on penalty corners. They could be key. Walton fires it in.
Not a deliberate miss-hit, but certainly you can quite often see those miss-hits, the bobbly ones that are harder to take. Players getting the pace wrong, caught out by the slower ball. That one not getting there. My only concern at the moment is that if England start to press, they get undone one-on-one.
There's a 3-on-4 situation in favour of Argentina, and one pass takes out two players, and it had to be a good tackle from Sally Walton, and it was. Lovely, lovely piece of skill to eliminate the two England defenders.
As we just said, if England step up too high, that's when round the outsides, Argentina have got incredible pace. Nicola White needs to look both ways.
White's got Twig to her right, and she's just running down a bit of a cul-de-sac here. Now she's got the space, she needs to drop it out, needs to go to the right-hand side. She does find Walton. Richardson Walsh is to her right. Here is the England captain. Up the line to Twig. Twig has a little look up, ball in, better. Barrenuevo puts it behind for the long corner. Quickly taken. And Twig goes again, off the Argentina stick, up off the Argentina stick. Richardson Walsh battling in there. In fact, it was Ellie Watton, excuse me.
Well, I'm guessing that bobbling ball as it comes in. This is the acceleration down the left, and a great little dink round Richardson Walsh. Eyes up, able to make a pass. Walton has to go down flat, long barrier, knocking the ball away.
Good defensive cover from Ball. Final 13.5 minutes. Still no addition to the scoreline from half-time. England 1, Argentina 1.
Well, the comparison between the two teams on their wide flank players at the moment, there basically isn't one in terms of the pace that Argentina are showing.
Oh, and edge balls. And it's going to come back for the edge off Ellie Watton. But again, you just see that if you don't get a solid touch on the ball, it puts you in trouble.
Yeah, now that's an interesting ball back for the free hit, because I thought that Miao wasn't going to give anything because it wasn't that dangerous. You had a player underneath it at the end of the overhead, able to take it down. Then the touch put it up dangerously. I would have perceived that could have been a corner.
Oh, and again, it's a half touch that puts England in trouble. And they get away with Miao asked them to bring it back and stop.
Yeah, that's very clever. The ball had gone outside the 25, but the free hit was inside. Miao making sure that it's taken in the right place. There's only a metre difference, but the rule changes because of that.
And England breathe a small sigh of relief and runs out from Sanchez Moca. And Argentina very much in the ascendancy towards the end of this game, but again another half touch, this time from Georgie Twig, putting England in trouble.
Yeah, and as that England have been made to work so hard in the first 25 minutes of this half, they now start to pay the penalty physically, but more often than not mentally, as the heart and lungs are pumping and the brain starts to worry about survival rather than thought processes. Then you start to make poorer and slower decisions.
And Ball is dispossessed and could have got a card there, but gets away with that one.
Agreed.
This is Luchetti, the Argentina captain, trying to get round Susanna Townsend. Townsend gives away the free hit, which Luchetti will take. Inside the England 25, England under the cosh, as they have been for much of this second half. Ball into the circle, and it's another half touch, a couple of half touches. Last one off Twig.
And Twig fortunate that half touch didn't fall onto her own foot. A Chinese cut inside her front foot and off harmlessly off the baseline in the end.
All Argentina here at the moment in this second half. Scaroni down the right flank. Richardson Walsh gets a good stick on it on the edge of the circle. Townsend drops it out. Webb, infield of Richardson Walsh. Richardson Walsh wins the free hit off Delia. Takes it up that right-hand side where Sally Walton has some space, and she plays it up to Owsley.
Well, I know that England will want to play hockey out of the bottom corners.
Owsley gets away with the dribble. still have possession. Early ball in, chance here for Bray. And can Danson finish? No, she can't. Suchi does well, gets it out, and a rare attacking moment for England in the second half, and Danson almost getting a second. Danson into the circle, it goes! Owsley goes down, free hit to Argentina.
Well, the peel and hit wasn't clean, but all of a sudden Danson got a second touch, could have gone underneath Suchi. And then second phase play, Bray picks that really well, but just doesn't get the edge of the stick on it. Danson getting everything but.
Good pressure from Luchetti to put Bray off her stride.
And England's commitment in the circle to be commended. Owsley on the second phase of that attack went full length to try and get something. England have had nothing meaningful so far this half on the Argentinian goal.
13-7 circle penetrations, but most of those 13 coming in the first half.
I think Argentina only had 2 in the first half, so the 5 in the second half.
And England had 12, so there you go. It has been a reversal of fortunes. Jason Lee on the two-way radio, getting information fed back from people up in the stands. Into the circle it goes, and that was a solid touch in the circle to clear the danger, but it's been given away by Townsend. England inviting pressure on. Delia, chance here, Luchetti, back across it goes! High sticks, and England will get the free hit.
Away with it. The first shot on goal was dreadful execution, but Danson now
down the other end. Danson over the 25, cutting inside. She's got no support. In fact, the support coming to her right. She's won the free hit. Good work from Alex Danson. England surviving again. There have been 3 heart-stopping moments for England in this second half. Now, round the back, England go. And that's a 16. Now, I'm not sure what happened there. It was Ash Ball who had possession.
With her hands on her head. We see here, however, Luchetti driving in. Owsley can't make a tackle without fouling hideously. First sweep from Rebecca. She gets right under it. I think that would have been given for high, even if England hadn't come away with possession. But 2 Argentinian players, Rebecca the first one, and then it battered down overhead on that far post.
Well, 220th cap for Rebecca, but a little rush of blood to the head as she saw the goal open up and the chance of the winner, or if not the winner, certainly the go-ahead goal. England doing an awful lot of defending. At the moment, it's good defending, but they've still got 7 and a bit minutes to go.
Going all the way back to what we were talking about, England have turned over possession in this pocket every time they've got there. They need to put a bat through it, get it away up the line and stop messing around in this bottom corner.
Suruoga into her sister, the 2 sisters working together. Now Walton has to try and get it out of this pocket. This is Webb to Ball, and England just got to keep that body language positive. Richardson Walsh trying to do her thing.
Yes, okay.
Now she
no problem.
returns. Good stop from Quack, had to be. There's your stick through it from Ash Ball, but they can't get it even out of their own half. They invite Argentina onto them once more. Backs to the wall stuff here from England. In it goes. Oh, and unmarked in the circle. Possible little edge goalwards, but it's all the way through.
Well, we've got an interlocking stick in the circle. Umpire having to make a decision. No malice intended from either player. But Argentina are forcing England into this bottom pocket, and it's all they can do to throw the ball away. They need to think faster and try and set up a shape whereby they can go out to the right-hand side. Argentina are exploiting this weakness right now again and again and again.
Sanchez Mocchia has been dispossessed by Georgie Twig. Now they go down this right-hand side, but Nick White can't keep hold of the ball. They've won the free hit. White takes it quickly. Now, where's the support? There it is with Sam Quack. Get a stick on the ball. Down that right flank, maybe. Look after the ball. The opposition can't score if you've got the ball and you're looking after it round the back. But maybe they're so tired because of the effort they've put in here that they don't back themselves to keep possession if they play it round the back.
And what they're going to have to do is they're going to actually have to improve their calling, even though their breathing will be laboured. They'll be gasping for breath because they've worked so hard. They need to make sure the calls and the communication are absolutely precise.
It's been such a good, or a much better game from England here. From their perspective, it'll be scant consolation if they don't come away with anything from this game, whereas Argentina have come into this game more. They've grown into the game more. They didn't start as quickly as England, but a draw for them isn't a very good result. Argentina need to keep pace with the United States of America, and that's not a sentence I thought I'd be saying at the start of this competition, but it's one I have to, because Argentina have been brilliant, and there was a chance there for Ellie Watton. Sorry, United States have been brilliant. Let's have a look. Quick with the ball in. In fact, Watton not really very close.
Watton was going out to her right. She needed to be leading into her left. But you're absolutely right, Charlie. Well, you wouldn't expect to say Argentina are needing to keep pace with the USA, but they've been outstanding, and Argentina have paid the price for being hesitant, having preconceived ideas about what this game was going to do in the first half.
Having said that, America have caused Argentina upsets at the Pan American game, so it's not a massive surprise, although in terms of world rankings, yes, it is. But what a draw will mean that the United States, should they win their final game, which is eminently possible because it is against South Africa, will top this group and avoid Holland in the semi-finals.
Well, Craig Parnham, the American coach, has very much said it's all about one game at a time, but even he must be looking at that possibility. He would never have dreamed it before the tournament started.
Well, there's 3.5 to go here. 3.5 for either England to find a winner or Argentina to try and improve their standings.
Great drop-off ball.
Chance here for Argentina. All hands to the pump for England. And Georgie Twigg shows good...
Oh, that's just...
The player's on the floor. The Argentina player is on the floor. So how can she be obstructed from the ball if she's not really in play?
Well, I agree completely. And to sum it up, the situation there momentarily when Miao decides not to give the penalty corner was pretty much the same kind of obstruction. England now just need to handle the ball well, run through that right-hand channel, try and keep it down there, because Argentina are quite capable of just stealing the ball with pace.
Oh, and Unsworth had the chance to release Owsley down that right flank, but just a little bit in front of the England forward. Argentina in their 25 for maybe the second or third time in this half. Argentina win the hits again. Not from there, it's from the halfway line, but play allowed to continue.
Well, now dangerous, England need an extra defender.
Soroga and Queck, who's had a really good game at the back, again gets in to make the defensive tackle. Danson goes cross-field. That's where the ball needs to be for England. They're much stronger down that right flank than this left flank, certainly in this second half.
Well, and Argentina in their own defensive zone on that left half are relatively speaking weaker. What England need to just make sure is they keep their defensive lines inside the sidelines. If they're going to give away any space to Argentina, it needs to be down the flanks, not allowing players to cut in.
Ball into Danson. Danson does well, wins the long corner. Into the final minute and 3/4 here of this Pool B clash. And England could be doing the United States a massive favour. There's so much space on the right-hand side. A little push in the back of Danson gives England the free hit on the edge of the circle. Is there to be late drama?
Well, England had possession in the circle there, and umpire, who's had very little to do because England had so little attacking ball, deciding to blow the whistle fractionally early.
Nuevo.
Now away to the right of the picture. England were one-on-one. Shipley was getting exposed.
Oh, Shipley's looking a little laboured, and here comes Soroga. Soroga into the England circle. England do well. They're going to refer it, are they? They're going to refer.
They're going to refer that, and I think that's an England foot on first look.
Well, into the final minute. This could be cruel on England.
For a foot in the circle.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Well, they were looking for a foot in the circle. Simon Mason alongside me thinks it's definitely a foot.
An Argentinian foot.
Yeah, Simon Mason alongside me thinks it's definitely a foot.
You see on the replay, the ball is kept strong. There's nothing wrong with the carrying position. There it just pops up. We can't see from that angle what it comes off. Initially, Rebecca challenged it. It'll be this angle that gives us an idea. Nothing wrong with the carry position. Rebecca coming back with the ball under control. As the England defence try and step in, the shave tackle, suggestion of backstick in the first instance, but does it come off the foot of Twig?
No, there's no foot in there. And the question is was there a foot? I don't think there's even a knee.
Nothing wrong with that. What does that hit?
It's the back stick of the Argentina player, isn't it?
Well, I'm not sure. Well, we'll see from the angle. We got a decision. It's Twig who comes in. There, I think that suggestion, that's top of shin pad, but we haven't had anything that's clear. It's a suggestion.
Or is it
I'm not
handle?
sure. Is it hand of stick? A hand on stick? It's going to be a big call from the umpire because it has to be conclusive to change the decision. So it's the left shin pad knee of Twig as she comes in. We can't see from that angle.
Okay.
It's a big call.
Carol Machete is the video umpire.
That's hand. Is that knee? Does it hit the knee? Is
Was that back stick?
Meow, I have an answer for you. It's a knee in the circle, so you may award a penalty corner.
Okay.
And Argentina keep their referral.
Okay, thank you.
It is a knee in the circle, and England have to defend with 50 seconds left on the clock. This could be absolutely crucial to Argentina's World Cup hopes.
And Aymar knows it. You see her rubbing her hands. It's all that she can do to wish her charges something. Now, we said before, Barrio Nuevo has hit off the top. Maddie Hinch, not the tallest goalkeeper.
Yeah, and Delia also has scored in every match from a penalty corner. So, England under the cosh. Argentina 6 from 19. They're at that 1 in 3 conversion rate that top teams require. Delia's at the top of the circle. She's in the middle, Barrio Nuevo to her left. It's Delia, and it's good running that's broken for Argentina, and Richardson Walsh gets across to make the block.
Yeah, brave from Richardson Walsh. Had to get her body in the way, chose to do so. Out to the top, it is a straight strike, going foot side against Hinch. Great first running. Richardson Walsh then going, you are not going through me.
Ash Ball running one, and she's going to need more of the same. So, Barrio Nuevo is to the left. Delia in the middle. This will be the last play of the game. There's the full-time hooter. It's Barrio Nuevo. Great stop on the line from Richardson Walsh. It's not clear yet. Into the circle it goes under Maddie Hinch, and Argentina has scored right to the death. England surely refer this. They've got to refer. It's the end of the game. Even if it isn't a goal, you refer it, surely. England on their knees. They can't believe it. Carlos Retegui is absolutely delighted. And Argentina have snatched the victory right at the death. Richardson Walsh on her knees. She's picked up a hit on her hand. What drama, what late drama in this match. England, it would appear, have lost by 2-1. Well,
it's Richardson Walsh who saves it on the line. It's come straight off her hand across. Hinch trying to scramble and recover. Goes underneath her in at the far post.
Well, the goal scorer is Rebecca at the far post. Barrio Nuevo fires it in. Richardson Walsh, great stop. But then it's played in under the keeper. And Rebecca sticks it in, and it's joy for Argentina. England have lost this one in the last second of the game. It's England 1, Argentina 2, the full-time score. Well, Simon Mason, great performance from England, but scant consolation for England that they've gone down with the last play of the game.
Well, it will be, but they will know when they assess this game later on how much better they have done, how they've stood up on a front foot after 3 poor performances and taken it to the current world champions. They've given it everything. They will be gutted However, there's a huge number of things that they can carry through into the last part of this competition.
Yeah, almost they'd be more upset after the South Africa game just because of the way they played. The performance here was excellent. You know, they did everything right, but Argentina just at the end, those 2 penalty corners, that's now 7 from 20. They're inside that 1 from 3. And it's a huge goal for Argentina because it now means that they can still finish top of the group and avoid the Dutch. Maddie Hinch absolutely gutted. The Argentinian supporters delighted. The 2 faces of the game.
And Argentina know that's a get-out-of-jail card. They had played incredibly well. However, it took a last moment of brilliance to finish it.
Well, I think Mike Epstein is pitch side with one of the Argentina players. Michael.
I've got Carla Rebecca alongside me. Match-winning goal, Carla. Congratulations.
Thank you. We are very happy. It was a very difficult game. We had a lot of chances, but we couldn't make it. And at the end, we could win the game. It was very important for us to win this game. So we are very happy.
Quite a celebration as well when that goal went in. Were you all right?
Yeah, because we know without that goal, maybe we were out of the semi-final. So we celebrated with a lot of, I don't know.
Passion, a lot of passion there. So 1 game to go and you've still got a chance of topping the table now.
Yeah, that was very important to get the 3 points today, to be in the top of the pool. We hope so. So we have to win the next game and wait and see what happens with USA and the goal difference and everything.
Well done on your performance today.
Thank you very much.
She mentioned the goal difference. I can tell you now that United States are top of the table with 10 points. Argentina also have 10 points, but the United States have 9, a +9, where Argentina have a +7 goal difference. There's Maddie Hinch, who looks very disconsolate. But Mike Absalom now has Alex Danson with him.
Yeah, I've got a very emotional Alex Danson with me. Alex, your reaction to that game?
We're absolutely devastated to lose it right at the end, but so proud of the performance that we've come out today. We've fought, we've given absolutely everything we possibly could for one another, for our country, and we fought and we fought and we gave it absolutely everything. To lose it that way right at the end is so cruel, but we're proud of the performance today.
And the mood in the camp, it's not been your World Cup, obviously. We've been with you every single step of the way. A word on that.
It's been tough. It has been like living our nightmare, but what we can say is that we are professional every day. We have come back after every game and we have given our best. We proudly play for our country, we proudly play for one another, and when we step on the turf, that's all we think about. And we will regroup and we will get better, and this will be probably the toughest learning curve we'll ever have, but it will make us better and it will make us stronger, and we'll come back fighting as a team.
Well, you keep going, keep playing with pride.
Thank you.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for England because their last game is against Germany. Argentina take on China and the United States will take on South Africa. That is the table, and you can see United States lead the way on 10 points. China aren't out of it just yet. They've got to play South Africa so they can make 7 points and, as I say, take on Argentina in their final match. But Pool B, well, it's a 3-horse race now for the semi-final spots between Argentina, United States and China. For myself, Simon Mason, goodbye. Thank you very much for your company.